Hi everybody, Eve here from Vitamin Eve Nutrition Counseling. And today what I'm going to talk about is using law of attraction to helping you heal your relationship with food. So what many of you don't know is that I love all things law of attraction, and healing your relationship with food, I feel, is no exception. But before I go any further, I just want to thank you all for subscribing to my channel, for all the comments that you leave. I read every single one and I try to comment to all of them too. So thank you so much for making this such a fun community. And if you haven't done so yet, I invite you to subscribe. So let's jump into our topic of using the law of attraction to help you heal your relationship with food. So I was inspired to to share this video with you because somebody I learned so much from, you may know of him, Bob Proctor. He made his transition. He passed away in the past week or so, and he inspired me so much throughout my life, not just in healing my relationship with food, but also in creating the life of my dreams and so much more. And so I couldn't help but think about sharing what I learned from him and applying it to food to share with you. So that's what I'm doing today, and talking about using the law of attraction to heal your relationship with food. So the first step in all of this is to create a vision, to clarify that future you that has that healed relationship with food. What does that relationship with food look like? So creating a vision of what you want your relationship with food to look like is a key step, and I'm sure many of you don't want to have a rigid relationship with food, or one that you have to follow rules or be counting or measuring, right? So imagine what you truly want. And I'm going to share what that was for me. This might be helpful. For me, I didn't know how I was going to do this, but I knew I was clear that I wanted to be one of those people who was relaxed around food. I wanted to be one of those people who could really trust themselves with food, was present while they were eating, somebody who was in tune with their bodies. I always was so in awe of those people who could leave food on their plate, and somehow knew when enough was enough. That was so cool to me. How about you? How do you imagine this future you? How do you see them relating to food? That's the first step. So get a clear visual of what that's like. And if you want to go a step further and add some woo-woo sauce to it, imagine it in gold. Imagine some gold light surrounding it. That vision of you and that easy, calm, peaceful, trusting, aligned relationship with food. What does that look like for you? Step number 2 is, who is that person? Actually channel that future you. Put yourself in their skin. So put yourself in that future person's space. What are they like? What kind of choices do they make? What kind of questions are they asking themselves? Really attune yourself to that future you. What are they like? So would they buy a container of Halo Top on the way home from work tonight? Would they buy a bunch of sugar-free stuff to take home? I'm saying this because these are some of the things like I used to do, right? Buy a bunch of artificial stuff. Would that future you do that? Or would that future you, get a meal that feels more nurturing? And if that future you wants ice cream, would they go out and maybe get a scoop of their favorite flavor from their favorite place, right? Tune in to that future you. Tune in to how they make choices. Tune in to who they are. And now, this is what's really exciting, is I want you to be that future you. I want you to actually act like that person. Make choices that future you would actually make. So that future you, how do they approach mealtime? For me, I was clear. And again, you don't have to use the examples I've given. I'm just sharing things that were important to me. I wanted to be one of those people who takes time for meals, not one that just eats on the go. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I do that, but I really visualized that future me was present with food, was really tuned into their taste buds, really enjoyed the meal. I also saw that my future me was eating what they truly wanted. I was eating what I truly wanted, really savoring it, and when I felt full, trusting myself to stop. So these are some of the things, I wanted to be. How about you? What are the choices that future you is making? I knew I wanted to make food choices that felt energizing, that felt satisfying, that weren't too light, that kept me craving more, and at the same time that weren't so heavy that I felt uncomfortable in my body. How about you? Again, you don't have to use what I use. I'm just sharing the things that were important to me and that still are. A lot of these are still important to me. How about you? And finally, not finally, almost finally, is I want you to determine what is one of those things that you're willing to do. What step in that direction can you do? So maybe something you could do this week, what can you do in the next few days that is you being that future you? So for instance, maybe you can schedule mealtime one time this week. Or maybe that's gonna mean that you download an app for food delivery if that's something that your future you does. Or maybe you download a recipe of something that you want. Maybe you learn how to boil an egg, maybe you go out to dinner by yourself. I don't know what that is, but you could share that with us. I'd love to know what that is. What are you inspired to do? And finally, and very importantly, is realize that the universe has your back. Okay, we're talking law of attraction, so I'm going all the way there, right? If you want it, if you want that vision, the universe will conspire to help you make it happen. And it's your job to start seeing that. It's your job to celebrate your wins. So acknowledge these things. So for me, the things I started to acknowledge was, wow, I haven't binged in a while. Or wow, I actually cried instead of using food. Or wow, I actually tasted an M&M for the first time instead of plowing through the bag. I actually tasted one or two, a miracle, How about you? You could share those wins with us too. So I hope this was helpful. I hope I was able to bridge the gap of using law of attraction, which I think is so effective. Again, that's how I created the life I have, the life of my dreams, which I'm so grateful for, right? And how you could use that effective strategy in healing your relationship with food. So I hope this was helpful. Please leave your comments below. I want to know your feedback because I know this is different. I don't usually share content like this, but I just wanted to share a little bit more about myself. And finally, if you like this video, please, I invite you to subscribe, put your thumbs up if you like it. The more you engage with this video, the more people get to see it, and the more we get to have a world where people are not obsessed with diets and rules and rigidity. More people come to life being more present with food and healed. I could go on and on. Y'all know I get excited. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and happy eating, everybody. Bye.